so many people are interested in for our today's webinar today. So I would love to give them chance to watch it later if they couldn't join it today. Yep. So
Absolutely.
good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar today. Let me, oops, bear with me. Having some internet. Okay. Let me share my screen. Okay. My internet is frozen. Well, let's see how lucky I'm gonna be with sharing my screen. Oh, here we are. Okay.
All right, we're back to Canva though.
Any luck? Is my screen?
Yeah, we
Sure.
can see.
Yeah, it's visible, totally.
Okay. Very, very slow. It's working.
We definitely can understand the situation.
Okay. So, welcome everyone. Today's presentation about ESL job market abroad. So today we're going to talk about how to work as an ESL teacher abroad or how to find teaching jobs abroad. So my name is Yogora Gita. A little bit about myself. I've been working as a teacher, ESL teacher for more than 14 years. And I had experience with different age category students taken from very young learners, adults, teenagers. So I've been in all these areas. And I have been through in different fields of ESL world as well, like IELTS instructor, TOEFL, TESOL instructor, working in one thing I added here, my experience in the UK, which is related to this conversation, is about my teaching assistant role in the UK STEM schools. Well, as well as being a teacher, and I'm a mother, I'm a mom of two, which I can say my biggest role, and I'm a researcher, and my research areas are lying in gender topics, and I'm trying to connect education and gender equality topics together in order to achieve women empowerment. So just a little bit about myself, and let me introduce today's speakers, host speakers. We have Mr. Jafar here, and Mr. Umid Porsaev. I hope he's going to join us soon in a bit. Ms. Munisa and Mr. Shahmin Shark. So here I have presented information about our speakers, but I would be very, very glad if our guests introduce themselves. Is everyone okay with this? Ms. Munisa?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm here online. I can see some of you, so yay. I am Munisa Inagamba, or you can call me Miss Mary because usually it's my English name. And I'm passion educator for more than 7 years. Actually, it's 10 plus years, but I decided to give 7 plus because those 3 years were my kind of volunteer teacher years, where while when I was student, I used to tutor my own brothers, sisters, neighbors. So it's all started from it. And I came into teaching area when I became a mother. So it totally changed my mindset. So I was really passionate about teaching, the development, especially early childhood education, which is I'm into it for about 7 years. So I'm teaching early years. And currently I am teaching in China. and in IB PYP school as an IB EYP educator. Besides just homeroom teacher, I am teaching different subjects, which is English through drama, English through arts, visual arts. This year we added storytelling. It depends on our units of inquiry, so we can change our English curriculum and add some extra, additional points and focus on, for example, arts, focus on drama, focus on storytelling. So this is something amazing. And besides my whole teaching life, and also I am very, how to say, love sharing. I'm very open-minded in terms of sharing, let's say, and I love sharing what I do, what we do, how we work in my kindergarten, and I have social media channels. So basically, I post everything, my teaching routine and stuff. So besides that, I also have 2 kids. So Yadgora, we are super moms. I have 1 girl, 1 boy, and they are also with me. And we with family live in China, and we are living in China quite long time. So we used to live and study before COVID time, and we came in 2021. And yes, and we started again. So yeah, and for the last year, I was working very hard on my own project, which is Like in English project. Actually, it started in 2017 with my first YouTube channel videos. If you guys used to watch my videos back into 2017, so it was very interesting. I just decided to post my online teaching style videos to the YouTube. It was very popular at that time. And when we were back in 2020 to Uzbekistan, I was invited to Ministry of Education to hold those, English classes in Bolajong channel through İlk Kadam project. So it was a very nice experience. And I still used to post, and it becomes very rare now because I am very busy with my own full-time job and my own projects. So like in English, it's an ed tech platform we created with the Chinese coders. We have found a company here who helped us to build kind of platform which will be helping teachers and students to learn English. So you can download an app. You can search on App Store or Google Store and download an app, and you can just contact our admin, get the registration pass access, and then use it. So yeah, it's in a word, it's just like 5 to 7 minutes, but it took me, how to say, 10 years to come to this stage and speak to you guys. I really appreciate all the teachers who joined us today. I think this job really shows how humans actually act, how we are humble, how we should be passionate. It's all about teaching, guys, because we every year as we teach, we are becoming a better persons, better ourselves. So for me, it's like that. Personally, every year, yes, it's a challenging job, definitely. I'm not saying, it's a great place. No way. But somehow I'm very passionate about this. So it gives me so much motivation to work on myself, to work on my skills. So every year I have to upgrade myself, my skills, my teaching, my environment. So yeah. So this is 2024, and excited to see you, Yadgora, and personally talk to you. And I know some of you here who joined us today. Welcome.
Thank you, Miss Munisa. And I have watched your classes. You're a real inspiration to me. The way you prepare for classes. I have so many questions. I'm leaving them for the interview part later.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Having some a little bit minor technical things. So really apologize. Was this, screen sharing on and off? Okay, here am I. Our another guest speaker is Mr. Jafar. Mr. Jafar is instructor, ESL teacher in China as well. Jafar, would you be okay trying to tell us a little bit about yourself? Another motivational, inspirational mentor, I would call.
Well, I wouldn't call myself so, but thanks anyway.
Super helpful.
Well, first of all, I'm deeply impressed by Munisa. Munisa, good job. If you are in China, you know this word. So Munisa, 加油, 加油.
对，谢谢
I'm
你
sure she
们，加
knows what
油！
this word means. Yeah. And well, I'm gonna be shorter than Munisa probably. So yeah, first of all, I am a fellow student of Yadgora. We studied during our undergraduate studies, we studied at the same university. We were good friends, and since then we have been very close friends so far. And wherever we are always in contact. And she's a good friend, good person, good mother, and a very good, effective teacher, instructor. Well, as for me, since 2017, I've been working as a university teacher at Urgench State University in Uzbekistan. But throughout my career at university until now, it hasn't been like I've been in China several times in short periods, like first for 1 year and then for 9 months. And the last one was the last year for almost 13 months. Maybe in general, I spent almost 3 years in China. But right now I'm back in Uzbekistan. I'm in my former job doing my PhD and also working as a teacher at Urgench State University. And as for China, I'm doing master degree in Hangzhou city in China. So yeah, so it's very complicated. You can say I'm a teacher and a student at two universities. I know it sounds weird, but that's true. As for my teaching experience, yeah, I work most of the time at university. I was a university teacher. I taught like ESL classes of different levels, IELTS classes, advanced English classes, speaking classes. But since a lot of people are sharing their experiences in other countries, so let me share, yeah, also some of my overseas experiences. Of course, while I was living in China as a student, I also worked like many other people. I'm sure Mr. Shark and Munisa knows what I mean better than
Yes.
anyone else. A lot of students, a lot of people in China work because they get paid very high in China. You can work at kindergartens, at training schools for kids, or at IELTS centers. So, and wherever you are working, you get paid really good. Yeah, during my all stays in China, I also worked as a teacher. Yeah, as a part-time teacher, full-time teacher, besides my studies. Well, if I have to summarize in a few words, if I have to summarize my professional or academic journeys in a few words, uh, mm, so wherever you are working, wherever you are living, as far as you put a part of you into what you're doing, as far as you show some dedication, everything will be okay. You're going to be successful in all spheres. That's it for now. That's a short introduction about myself. My name is Jafar, but I'm not the Jafar from Aladdin, not the villain. I'm the good one. Yeah, that's it for now.
Thank you, Mr. Jafar. And I've written to the chat group. You were being very humble. However, you have really rich experience from interpreter position and lecture, as well as lots of, titles we can add right next to ESL teacher position. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have another guest speaker here, Mr. Shark, Mr. Shahmin Shark, another ESL teacher in China. I think it's really interesting for me to get to know a lot from you guys. Mr. Shahman, Mr. Shark.
Yeah, it's interesting for us too. Yeah, you can call me the Shark. It's enough, I think. I don't need to give more explanation, but I think it's like Mr. Jafar, and we are like quite familiar with the situation in Shanghai and Hangzhou. And mostly I spend my time in Hangzhou. That's a very nice city. And he mentioned about a lot of stuff. It's true. I'm not like familiar with like the university situation because like I was studying the business and English with this thing, and like now I'm studying like the linguistics in the same specific topic. But anyway, I'm qualified with TESOL and TOEFL and IELTS, all of them. They're like the certificates which I get it. And I think if I'm gonna start a background in my country, it's like everybody start their path where it's like the simple things, spending some time like at the kind of language center, like the kind of job to getting IELTS center jobs or something. But I think I came to 2018 that I came to China and I started my journey in here. And after 6 months learning Chinese, and I started like the finding job with the things that like there's a lot of online platforms with the things, but but still there's like something that people like people wanna like prefer like native speakers all the time. But that's why that's only one key thing you can change yourself in the time. And you're gonna like to change your accent, you're gonna change yourself, you're gonna change your appearance, like you will get qualified with the things. That's very key thing to change the thing. And if you want to get like and achieve the better level with the native speakers and people gonna see you in the air. And like some countries, especially in China, people are gonna say, okay, you are the guy like similar to some type of Chinese guys, this thing. Like some part of China. They're very similar, the people to Uzbekistan. So like to think, you are from there or somewhere or this thing. So you are not look like the foreigner or something, this thing like that. But I think that's not a main point. But if you're gonna just show yourself with a better accent, better just like the appearance, when you show your TESOL and TOEFL, whatever, like the certificate, you got it, and you can explain well, and when they trust to you, you will get a better job with this thing when they notice about you, qualified very well, and they will notice. And if I'm going to talk about teaching world, when in here, I try to work in the kindergarten and a middle school and even the high school things. And I do the home tutoring as well, and like individual private teaching. And I like to teach the kids like the most of them like the Montessori way. That I think is like the very useful to focus if you like the teaching young adults or any type of teenagers. It's kind of very useful because the Montessori way, how it works, just like let the kid walk in the room and what they want and what kind of things want to discover with the thing, and you follow the kid and you're gonna talk with any topic what the kid wants to think. Not like now our country or some of the old school teachers gonna teach you, giving the like kind of context. You're gonna memorize, you're gonna recite the thing, and spending a bunch of time to spend and like lose your time and your attention with this kind of thing. But now I think, and a lot of teachers learning from the YouTube or like some different way. I often like to try to imitate like the American teacher, learn their education, and want to get it like to some high level like them. This thing. That's why I just like to try to get at my TOEFL and TESOL with the things. yeah, of course, this thing's gonna like just improve your salary. If you're gonna show your TESOL, it's gonna be like some amount of point you will get it. But even some people will just whiz qualified documents, but in reality, they're just like the talking skills, any type of speaking skills, not well. So my suggestion for everyone gonna just like improve yourself absolutely, and then get your TESOL and TOEFL, and that's kind of like to give you another chance, another level to achieve your dreams with a thing. And you will try to find a job that's easier. Yeah, just like I see the your PPT in here, like in Thailand, Vietnam, that's absolutely true. A lot of jobs in there, a lot of people trying, but yeah, with certificates and improve it yourself with like some level, which I say that's kind of true. Yep, and anything extra I can say, what I can say the more about the teaching world in here. For example, if you're teaching young adults or like preschoolers, I try to teach them, and they have a lot of different things like how I'm gonna say, like even the bakery classes or like the logic classes. When I see the first time, why do people need this thing? And like in my country, we don't pay for this thing. And I like the Chinese people like the hiring Europeans to teach them about how to make the bakery, how to making the kind of the food and logic classes. And I think these people are gonna change the world in the future because they're coming with like multiple skills. And if you are the competition with these people in the future, maybe they will get your position easily. I hope we will achieve better than them. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Shar. That's admirable. One of our attendees is struggling to connect. I'm trying to give, advice about, to log out, log in again, but looks like this raising hand is about that. And you had a long path chart about, the positions at ESL position, and you sounded like you're still working a lot on your self-development and in order to achieve the career goal you just set for yourself. And it looks like we're going to have a really amazing debate further. I have lots of questions, as I said, that I'm saving for the last part of our webinar. We have another guest, Mr. Umid. We met with Mr. Umid in our recent IELTS seminar. We've been lucky to get insights into IELTS teachings from him. So, Mr. Umid, I'm so happy that you're joining to our webinar. Your contribution is.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Umid, can you tell hi to the audience and introduce yourself, please?
Hi, everyone. That's my pleasure to be present in today's webinar, and just share some personal insights and experience as an EFL and ESL instructor working abroad. Well, Ms. Gora knows that my practical teaching experience is almost like 20 years. Half of that I spent abroad, actually. I'm lecturing at Asharqi University, which is in Oman. And that was in 2015, when I applied for a job here. So, and I would say that there was a dramatic, like a boost in my career. I mean, from professional competence and development perspectives. So I really got some insights, and international experience is something else. Well, back to Uzbekistan, in those days, I taught at different universities in Samarkand and in Tashkent. So in Tashkent, I taught to University of World Economics and Diplomacy, and in Samarkand for several years I lectured in Samarkand State Institute of Foreign Languages. And I can say that when I returned for a couple of years back to my country, I could say that our people who have great international experience, they really benefit our educational system. The thing that I mean, we should benefit from such specialists, yeah, like guys here who have also recently returned and they contribute to the development. You can see that there is still a lot to be done, yeah. So talking about the key elements of being employed as an ESL teacher, I remember the advice that my scientific advisor once gave me. I mean, I had experience of participating in different projects, and once she looked through my CV, she said, "Why are you so humble? Why didn't you mention like facts of doing contribution of those and other projects?" So when I say like, but from my perspective, these are just minor contributions. And then guys,
Eastern
the insight which I received was that you should learn to sell yourself. What it means when it comes to advertise yourself as the specialist, you have to demonstrate all your advantages, all your strong points. So that means your contribution should be mentioned, and you should know that you are a valuable one. Quite frankly, like 10 years ago when I arrived to Oman, I thought I would be like, I mean, compared to other stuff, that wow, that's gonna be international stuff, and I'm coming just from Uzbekistan, one Central Asian country, but surprisingly, the feedback on me, because here in Oman we have very good thing as a student's feedback that regularly happens once or twice a semester. Sorry. So, and out of 5, I always got like 4.8, 4.9, so which was like top. So, and that was that was really a point that, yeah, we Uzbek specialists, we have like pretty good baggage of knowledge that we should share and value. First of all, the first thing, we should value ourselves. We are not just coming from the outskirts, from the big parts of some like small country. No, especially nowadays. I mean, we have so many perspectives and chances to develop compared to a decade or 2 decades back. So, from my point of view, now it's much easier to show yourself on the international arena. Because also you can use the help of recruitment agencies. When I applied, I had to deal with a recruitment agency, and they provided me with different options. Currently, I'm talking in the Middle East region now, particularly about Oman. So now we again shifted to the governmental interviews. I mean, the governmental sectors now, it's not about the recruitment agencies now. Even the private sector, private universities, it's about HR. Previously, the system was a little bit different. The university would apply for they would provide the vacancies, and it's about the recruitment agency to negotiate your salary. So yeah, it's also like, yeah, you have to learn to brag, yeah, for the better conditions. And I would say that, for example, my experience, that a recruitment agency would say, oh, the level of salary in Uzbekistan is like that one. So like, let's say $400, $300. So we will offer you $600 or $700. I said, like, I'm sorry, no, that won't do. So my first advice, first search for the salary rate, I mean, based on your major, based on your specialization, yeah, on a specialty. And then you can bargain. And again, as I have mentioned, you should learn to sell yourself. Say I'm that specialist. I have a TESOL. I can just give here just the interlude here regarding the TESOL. That's very important. TESOL and TEFL, that's your international accreditation. Unfortunately, our state universities are still not listed. I mean, like the dominating majority of them is not listed in the QS ranking, you know? And that's what they check for the first term. The university that you graduated from, is it in the QS? So you know the Quacquarelli-Simons, yeah, accreditation list. Is it there? If it is not, then they would start having some doubts. Then they will also look at the list of your achievements. Are they practical? To what extent you can contribute? One of the questions, one of the key questions that you may be asked during the interview, like, how will you contribute? Why do you consider yourself as the best candidate for the position? And this is here when you have to be well prepared, not to show that you can learn something. You have to provide some specific parts
Yeah.
from practical point of view. How will you benefit? So I said, for example, like I'm a certified IELTS trainer and I have these years of IELTS training experience. And actually, I contributed my university previous one. That's a UTAS, actually, where I used to teach before. I contributed greatly by integrating IELTS-based modules for learning, yeah. Because they didn't, at that moment, like 2015 to 2017, the system of learning was not IELTS oriented. And then after the long discussion and like mutual understanding, we came to conclusion, to insights that education, especially there at that university, had to be oriented to like IELTS format. Because again, some of you may say, why only IELTS? Why not TOEFL? Maybe TOEFL, depends on the target country. If we talk about Japan, USA, yep, and that Western region, so that's about TOEFL. But still, we can see that both two systems are being accepted around the world. It's just about your target university.
Thank you.
Right? Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Amir.
Thank you.
We are gonna have an interview part.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm gonna have indeed
Yeah, thank you.
questions. But however, thank you so much. You already started to the point. That about the questions. You're already giving answer to the questions I have prepared, and I have questions to all these guest speakers here about. I'm gonna get your experience interview. Thank you so much. So as you can see, we have here really experienced ESL teachers from all over the world. And as for today's webinar, I would love to present you today's topics, the layout of our webinar, what we are going to cover today. So the presentation is of 5 parts. First of all, we're going to talk about what you need to know, general information about working abroad, and how to teach abroad together with your TEFL and TESOL certificates. And we're going to cover here how we should choose TEFL or TESOL courses. And I'm going to present you top 10 destinations for ESL teachers with TESOL TEFL certificates, which might be surprise. And I'm going to keep it like an open conversation because I have researched and I found this information. And then finally, I will give you the list of top companies hiring non-native ESL teachers. Whenever so many people hold misconceptions that companies hire native speakers only. However, it's not. So here I prepared you a list of 50 companies that are desperately looking for ESL teachers who are passionate about their job. So I will present you in detail information about what kind of company they are, what is the pay rate, and what are the requirements, okay? And then we're going to have again live chat with our guest speakers. I have a few questions to ask from them about specifically about their job search, about the position they're doing abroad, and I'm more than happy to share my own experience in the UK. That I work in school settings and how it was, how was the boarding strategy over there in the UK, and how it was easy for me to find teaching roles. And I'm happy to share this with people if you're interested in, of course. So to start off, I would love to present the map of ESL jobs worldwide. Yeah. Well, you can see here the most of the ESL jobs in Asia. Like, okay, let me mute people here. Apologize. Okay. Here you go. I would kindly ask everyone to mute their microphones, please. So here we can see in Asia, the most ESL jobs available in Japan, South Korea, Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand, and Central and South America, Ecuador, Colombia, Argentina, and Mexico. And Middle East, the most ESL jobs available, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, and Kuwait. So these are the top places that we need to have a look, we need to consider before looking for ESL jobs abroad. What we need to know if we really want to teach abroad. Some people might be thinking about working online as part-time job, or some people might be even considering relocation to other countries. So here, what we need to know about before even we start, thinking about that. So what we need fluent English, okay? To be a good ESL teacher, we should have really good English. We should be fluent English speaker. Doesn't necessarily need to be native language speaker, as so many people think. You need to get TOEFL or TESOL qualification through high quality and properly accredited course provider. That might be a game changer. And I believe we have already so many teachers holding these certificates. And there might be visa regulations in some countries. For example, I worked in the UK, and the visa regulations is very tough in the Western world. And there's a list of countries that we may need to consider when it comes to visa regulations, before relocating to these areas. And also another thing we might need to consider, of course, whenever we are thinking about relocating to another country, we should have our savings before we launch, to the jobs that we are applying for. However, some countries offer you packages like, accommodation, income, and it depends on what kind of package they offer you. It's good to have our own savings before we get our first income abroad. So to move on, I would love to keep this question open for discussion before I present it. So what makes a successful ESL teacher? What makes us successful ESL teacher? I would love to, hear the answers from you before I, present the next slide. Anyone willing to share opinion, please? What we should do? Yes?
I think it's like, which I mentioned about which the Umin Forsyth, the biggest and elder professor I can call, explained very well and very just meaningful words in the ear. Yet the eventual, the IELTS part with the things, yet it's absolutely true. Where are you gonna locate? Where you want to go? These things. It depends your purpose. If you choose a country, just make sure you're learning the cultural stuff background at least 30% or some stuff.
Right.
And for example, if you go some country in China or Japan or the things, yep, some countries they don't speak English well, and some people, but like they have already base the talk with like the basic things to understand. So that's why it's like the background is really, really important to learn their like the habits with these things. You can integrate easily this if you're gonna do those things. At least like the some amount of like the cultural education with these things.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're talking about IELTS is absolutely awesome if you're gonna get it. And like the extra things about the TESOL and TEFL, that's gonna be the only the like the ESL world teachers with these things. That's gonna be the like the English is second language. That's why with these things. Because like some people, for example, in China, like native people gonna pay the different like the amount of money, and non-native people gonna like the different amount of money. Even in Japan and Korea, it's like a similar situations happening. So, but in China, it's like, yeah, still, it's like people think that's the racism, but it's not. It's not because it's fair enough. Like if you're living in Uzbekistan or different country, and if you want to hire a tutor, and you just definitely get it like native speaker, like a native Chinese speaker or a native English speaker, you want to choose a thing. It's your choice. And like if you think like this thing in a different way, if you want to choose a like non-native speaker, and absolutely you're gonna choose a like some guy who is like well qualified, and you see the documents that are real, and you're gonna see the like you can try to talk,
Yeah.
and it's very important.
You mentioned here like what makes a successful like qualification as well as good English proficiency and cultural awareness. Yes.
Absolutely.
There. Let me include some candidates. We have some interruption. Okay.
betul. Alhamdulillah. Ako, Mr. Jawad, betul lah.
Miss Yadgora, you have an option as administrator to mute all.
Okay, apologies. Okay, I'm doing the Amaril as well, Mr. Amit, by the way. Yes, and any other secrets of being a successful ESL teacher? Yeah, good cultural awareness. Good English proficiency, fluent English. What else makes us a really successful ESL teacher? There's a secret ingredient. Why is that secret ingredient, guys? What do you think?
I can share.
Yes, Miss Manisa.
Hello, everyone. Once again, I think those criteria that you guys shared about the qualifications and experience, cultural awareness, totally, I agree with that. It is a very important part of being a successful ESL teacher. But besides that, I think this is just the first step to gain the position as an ESL teacher, like they requesting the IELTS, that. But in terms of working process, and if you want to succeed in your own career, I think for me, you need to have your open mindset. So you need to be flexible, you need to be patient, and it's here ESL teacher, so which means English as a second language. So basically all of us here, all of the presenters, I think we are working as an ESL, totally ESL teachers, because our students are except Yadgora because she worked in UK. So yeah, all our students, basically my Chinese students, my Korean students, Indonesian, Thai students, they are non-native students, which means the English language is their second language. So basically, I'm also non-native English speaker. So which gives me a big advantage to understand them, to adjust the skills, my awareness, and also to put myself into their shoes. So it makes, I think, my teaching, how to say, methods more flexible, besides my like different colleagues. And also I would say that you need to be you need to have a good empathy, you know, and not in terms of just, oh, if they pay me higher, then I'm gonna do that. No, just be empathetic in terms of how you are doing well, and what's your goal. And definitely, I always have a mission. So even though, yes, I have those challenges, ups and downs, but I have my own goal. So I see, okay, so this is my bad time. Then I need to move on. I need to just stop, relax a little bit, think, and then keep going. So it's also never give up. Put your own goals, be empathetic, have an open mindset, which means you need to be positive in terms of thinking, in terms of people, even they're Chinese, Taiwanese, Eastern, Western, no matter what. And I never had the feeling of the people, or maybe it's my working place, like I'm in an IB school, so I never had the feeling, oh, like I'm a non-native speaker, so that's why they treat me like that. Never. And I never adjusted myself, my style, my talking, or my accent, never. So I try to be myself always, and I think that should be your own. You need to have your own shining part. As a teacher, you need to bring something. You don't need to be with all of the teachers at the same level. Yes, you can look differently, you can speak differently, but you bring something different to the table. So be who you are, be authentic, always have your own style, and be confident, like Mr. Umid said. Be always confident from wherever you are coming from. Uzbekistan, small village. Be always proud of your beginnings and origins. People not only people will treat you as you are treating yourself. So if you're treating yourself less than you are, definitely it will be seen. So be always confident. You're a very good teacher. You're doing a great job. Even though if you feel like, oh, I'm getting shy, it's okay. Even I'm feeling the same way. Even I'm sure Mr. Umid also, or Mr. Shark sometimes feeling, or Miss Yodgor also maybe feeling the same way. So we are all humans. So everyone has these ups and downs. Everyone has the same challenges, problems. But one thing, if you chose the path of teaching, just keep going. This, I'm telling you, the teaching life is like the story of hare and turtle. The hare was jumping around, like looking around, trying that, but he missed the pace, right? The race. But the turtle was very slow, confident, disciplined, organized. He keep going very slow. So we are the turtles. I mean, for teachers, I think it's totally a turtle job. So we are going slow, but our goal is definitely a true big triumph, like a big thing. So yeah, I'm always positive in terms of that. So I hope that everyone has this own like their own shining points. But if you feel, oh, I'm doing wrong, it's okay. You are trying. That's why you're doing mistakes. That's why you're learning. So that's why you're developing. Try. Go ahead.
Thank
That's my
you.
experience.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you, Miss Vanessa. That was awesome advice, honestly. You almost covered a lot more than that.
Oh, sorry.
About how to be a successful ESL teacher. Totally agree with you. Being authentic, being genuine yourself, wherever, what kind of cultural setting you've been thrown to, and being proud of who you are as a person. That's, I think, the key secret. And I added also one thing, a passion to teaching. And that's something that makes you a successful teacher, I assume, English teacher. Yes, here as everything that we discussed right now together with you, good English, and you need to have really good English because you cannot teach other people English language if your English is not good enough. And cultural sensitivity and adaptability. Yes, I'm from Asia and I lived and worked in Western world. For me, it was a challenge at the start. Yes, and even though I go to other Asian countries, they have their own cultural nuances that I need to learn. I need to, adapt myself. So again, Expanding our horizon, another thing, yes. So we covered about qualifications that might be, a game changer for us. And patience, creativity, genuine passion for teaching and learning. These are things that can make us successful ESL teachers. Yes. So let's talk about the qualification that here presented as a game changer. Yes, if you really want to work abroad as an English teacher, they definitely have a look at your degree, and they're definitely gonna look at your certifications that you hold in your hands. Yes, what we need to consider when we are thinking about getting certification, extra teaching certification. Yes, so for example, it's different, but we need to make sure it should be accredited by respected and well-established bodies. And in the UK, they pay attention to Ofqual, Office of Qualification Examination Regulations, or SQA, Scottish Accreditation Authority. So this, set of rigorous set of standards help show the employer that you've been through a good, thorough examination before getting the certificate. When I studied in the UK, I've done masters and have this, Scottish Accreditation Authority, SQA, my degree. So have a look at this before, choosing your TOEFL course if you are considering one. Again, what we need to consider in a certification program. Accreditation, as we talked right now, it should be accredited by a reputable organization. Course content, it shouldn't just be only theory. Yes, there should be practical approach. There should be practical parts of the course that can show you how to use the teaching methods approach in your practice. Duration and format. You choose the course as for your preferences. Not everyone can do 300, 400 hours long courses. So it starts from these hours, 100, 120 hours, TOEFL or TESOL courses, and you can choose it according to your learning type, kind of learner you are. Do you like in-person classes, or can you attend in-person classes, considering we are adults and we are working in several jobs? So you need to decide on, do you want to study online, offline, or would you like to go for blended mode? Practical experience. Okay, so the TOEFL or TESOL courses, that's going to give you hands-on experience in a real classroom setting that can organize, classes for that can show your skills as a teacher in the real classroom setting, which is going to be plus for you. So consider these aspects as well. Support and resources. There are some organizations that's going to provide you with support, like finding job placement assistance, or giving you access opportunities for teaching resources, or it might be giving you further opportunities for career growth and a lot more. Consider these factors before choosing this certification course for yourself if you don't have one yet. Okay, let's talk about why this certificate is important for us. This TOEFL, TESOL certificate is important for us. Here we are talking about, here we are. There are so many people I've met, they have passion for teaching, however, they don't hold degrees, they may not have formal degrees, however, they might be good teachers, they might be good language speakers, they might have passion to teach. So the TOEFL and TESOL certificates can be your opportunity to do the job that you love most, yeah? So these certificates equip you with teaching methodologies, teaching approaches, classroom management skills, and understanding of different age learner psychologies. Yes, and they can be proof to your future employer that you are open to do personal improvement. You are open to do work on yourself, to improve yourself as an ESL teacher. So I wouldn't say, it is quite possible to work without formal degree as a teacher. I'm not going to say that. There is a big role of formal degrees. Yes, the university degrees that we hold, most of us. For becoming a teacher. This 4 years education is very invaluable. For other people, there are some experienced people. Yeah, there are people who are individual learners. They learn the language individually, and they want to share this experience with other people. They have a skill, talent to teach. Yeah, and for those people, these certificates can be opportunity to come into this world. ESL teaching world. Perks. Yay, teachers! Let's talk about perks. What we can achieve working as an ESL teacher abroad. Travel experience, yes, experiencing new cultures, visiting new places, learning new languages, and personal growth, professional growth. Yep. And as you adapt to a new environment, as you expose yourself to new social setting, you're going to challenge your mindset. And your mindset needs to grow according to your challenges that you're throwing yourself. So I would say my experience, my study experience abroad, my work experience abroad has been a big challenge for me, as well as great personal growth. It kind of shaped my personality as well. It helped me to become the better version of me. And yes, there are so many other perks as well, apart from these opportunities, professional growth, personal growth, travel experience. Yep. Guys, would you like to add more to this list?
I want to add some stuff like this.
Yes, please.
It's like, the cultural things which I mentioned is really important. There's a very short story I will explain to people if someone's going to teach in China in the future. It's like one day I was in the classroom, we were working with the kids, and we would start the work and painting part, and we were tracing the letters and just tracing the sentences with these things. And I just tried to write the kid's name with the right red pen. And I don't know, call teacher around me, they just immediately came to say, oh, don't write with the right red pen. And I said, what's wrong with the red pen? It's just a pen. And they no. In Chinese culture, if you write with red, that means only dead people. If someone died and they're gonna write their name with a red color. So that means if you learn the background of their history, at least some amount of knowledge gonna help you, and just to stay in some environment, gonna just communicate with people, and not gonna just facing some kind of awful situation. So you can't meet this kind of situation, or you can't be in this kind of situation. So that's a culture shock, yeah. And you're gonna learn, just Google up some facts with these things, believe yourself, try to find this kind of facts with this can be useful. Especially language tips, it's very important. One of the secret thing, I think, at least some of the vocabularies, keywords you have to know. But some kids, not all the time gonna listen your word. Even the high school students, and even the some type of teenagers, they can't understand some words. So you have to know the some of keywords to explain to people the same when that's word in their language. They will listen to you. What is it? That's it.
Yeah, sure, definitely. I didn't consider, the negative parts of working abroad. Definitely, there are so many of them, like culture shock. Yes, adapting to new lifestyle, adapting to new time zone. That all comes with challenge. That what I said. Through challenging ourselves, we are going to grow. I don't know. This is how I think, at least. Well, now let me move on to the next part of our presentation. Top 10 destinations for TOEFL TESOL holders. Yes, and that can offer you jobs not requiring formal degrees. I would like to ask you guys, type the countries that you think in this top 10 before I present you these countries. Okay? Yeah, you can just name them and I will type. Feel free. So what do you think?
All right. I think I'm gonna add it maybe with this thing. I literally meet this type of jobs, or this type of the people, their colleagues, because I used to work with the British people and the Swedish Italian. Like I learned from them a lot of things. Like the kind of like easy with which they got like the table. They used to work in Vietnam. They used to work like in Thailand too with the things. That's why they got like the kind of easy jobs in the air. Yeah, that's like the kind of part with the things. Some of the Asian countries. I think it's like in getting the job in Japan or like type of this things, it's a bit difficult to get it. And the Korea should be like some amount with the things. In China, it's like the population is big. That's why it's like all the time short amount of like lack of the teachers with this thing. But rules are a bit strict with this thing. That's why you want to just qualify teachers more.
Yeah.
And Singapore, like someone mentioned, I don't think that amount of with the things because like they speak mostly well like the English speakers in the year too. Because I used to talk with the Singapore, France with the things, and the Malaysian maybe some amount of like the ESL teachers can be in the year, but definitely the like in Asia, and I'm gonna say the like Vietnam, Thailand, and China, the some part of the Korea maybe with the things. Yep, top of the countries.
Yeah, thank you, Sean.
Definitely.
And we are doing just guessing here before I present, before I open my cards. Yeah, and there's top 10 destinations where ESL market is, there's a huge demand for ESL teachers here, is presented in the sources. So yeah, I can see here some of the countries in our list. Yes. Okay, let me present you top number 1 destination for ESL teachers, Cambodia, part of Southeast Asia. So before I read about Cambodia, and I've never heard about this place, and it looks like a really beautiful country to live. And it says in Cambodia, there's a huge demand for ESL teachers, and this welcoming country, beautiful country, which has historical settings and very friendly people, and informal settings of teaching, teaching practices that they organize, and ESL community that they have. Okay, no one, as I didn't not, mention that, as I haven't seen any here. Yes, hi, Spain, China. Oh, Miss Munisa, I'm so curious about that, about the pay rates in China. Okay, here, the places that you can find so many jobs in Cambodia, like Phnom Penh, apologize for how it's going to be, spelled or read, not really sure about it. Siem Reap. So these places might be your destinations to teach. Yes. Second destination, that is my favorite country. One of the best I've ever visited, Spain. So Spain is a European charm with a twist. It is really charming country because I was lucky to be there in these beaches. So Spain offers ESL teachers a program called Auxiliaries de Conversación program. And this program, and there are so many other programs that allow non-EU residents to get, teaching positions over there. So in Spain, people are very warm, very friendly, and there's a strong community, ESL community for you that can support you with the materials, with this, adaptation to the area. And as for their place, that's a very beautiful place, Spain, even though I have just been in only one area, which is called Las Palmas. Barcelona, I think we have a lot of football fans here. Am I right? When I was scrolling, when I was reading about that, just, football teams popped up. So yes, Barcelona is another destination for ESL teachers. Okay, Miss Karina, we have questions here. I try to respond all of these questions, guys. Yes, throughout. So it's not mandatory, Miss Karina, to have TESOL or TEFL certificates. However, if you have it, it's going to be a bonus for you. There are some jobs that's going to be mandatory, and there are some jobs, the employers, that's not going to make it mandatory for you, which I will present further. Okay, the TESOL hiring companies, ESL hiring companies. Here we have beautiful places in Spain that might, call you, that might attract you to go to the country. So living in Spain, it means, throwing yourself to the lifestyle where celebrations and people are very friendly. It looks like, this is a chill kind of lifestyle over there, and as well as supportive teachers team that you're going to work with. Another destination, Mexico, a mosaic of cultures. So you can see here, Cancun, Mexico, one of the beach areas. You might be grabbing your laptop and teaching, maybe. Here we can see the Mexico City, Guadalajara. These are places where ESL jobs are high in demand. Here, when we talk about Mexico, we talk about dance. What was that dance? The name of the dance? The traditions, customs, big festivals, music that comes to people's mind, and people are very warm and welcoming. Thailand, we had this guest here. Yes. Okay. I try to, respond all the answers, guys, as much as I can, as much as we can. I have a team of, teachers worldwide. So Thailand, 5th here in the list. Land of smiles, just because people are smiley there, really warm and nice and friendly. That's how it's called. So these cities are popular when it comes to ESL jobs, Bangkok, Chiang Mai. So where we can find so many job opportunities. Argentina, South American charm. I would love to go to see these waterfalls, definitely. Iguazu Waterfall, Mendoza, this is the city name that, ESL jobs are popular there. Okay, Vietnam, we have this guest as well. Whoever, yay, okay, Ms. Khurshid, I will, give information about pay rates further as well. And this is just, general information about what kind of, countries there's a huge demand for teaching positions, yes? And here in Vietnam, the cities like Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh City, these areas, desperately looking for ESL teachers. We have Brazil here, Rio de Janeiro, Fernando de Noronha, the places. And yes, China, as we all guessed here. And China, like cities like Beijing, Shanghai, am I right, guys, when it comes to demand for ESL teachers? Because we have here real people who are living and working in China. Yes, Miss Munisa, Jafar, are these cities are really like high demand for ESL teachers? I believe in most parts of China as well.
Yeah, I think it's like there's a situation in Beijing, that's the capital city. Yeah, it's absolutely there's like if you compare the different areas, like yeah, there's a lot of jobs in the year. But if you just like talking about Shanghai, they prefer a lot of native people in the year. And you can get it. You pretend you're the native speaker, you will get a job in the year too, maybe. But
Yeah,
I think like yeah, big cities all the time is challenging. If you are far cities, absolutely like you can get it like how to call kind of the jobs for the like some cities can accept your the like the countries or whatever kind of like qualification for these things.
yeah, definitely.
But if you want to get it like some rich schools, well, like definitely gonna choose a different person. But, yeah,
Yeah.
but degree is important anyway.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, thank you for your, input here. And the top 10 on the top here, Turkey, where East and West meets, definitely. I have been to Turkey several times. I love this country. Still, this is a place, Cappadocia, my dream place that I would love to visit again. So in Turkey as well, there's a huge demand, the source says, for, ESL teachers. And we have prepared manual about with more details, what kind of educational settings, what kinds of jobs available in this country. Yes, here Ms. Karina asked about any programs, specific programs. Yes, here I have presented here, for example, in Spain, the program called, I forgot the name, auxiliary something. It was Spanish name anyway. Yes, here. Like auxiliary is the conversation program here. I can send it to the chat group. Okay, so, and I believe there are so many programs like that that can, help you to hire people internationally. But that's not what I'm going to, cover today. Today, I think I have presented you the companies that's going to hire non-native speakers here. That's going to be the point. Again, as I said, I'm not willing to speak a lot because I want to open up thread for discussions, for conversation with our speakers to get to know their experience here. Okay, here, let's get rid of this belief that companies hire only native speakers, which is wrong. Okay, here is a list, and I'm going to give you detailed information about not all of them, but some of them. Okay, if you have heard about any of them, maybe if you have enrolled, please do contribute to our discussion here. And I have 50 of these companies. Yes, hiring. And I will share with you the in-depth information about that. There you go, about this, pay rate and everything. So can everyone see my screen? Here we go. This is our manual that we prepared for this webinar. And TESOL Asia, here we go, Twinix. Anyone heard about that? So Twinix is a Spanish online teaching platform, 26-minute classes, one-to-one English conversation classes, which is going to be delivered to adults in Spain and Italy. So what makes Twinix really popular and really applicable to teachers? It's flexible. You can work as much as you want, as little as you want. Yes? And if you cannot deliver your classes, you can transfer your classes without any penalty, which sounds great to me. And here it says with Twinix, you can teach and earn from the day one. You don't have to set up, you don't have to self-market yourself, and start immediately teaching. It is simple and fun. All the classes are conversation-based, and it's going to be delivered to adults. Requirements and high level of English fluency. You need to register as a freelancer in your country of residence. No experience needed, teaching experience, or no degree of TOEFL certificate or anything required for this, company. And if you have TOEFL certification, it says it's a plus, but not required. Okay. Oh, thank you, Mr. Giza. Okay, so here, pay rates. The pay rates here, depends on which country you're applying from. Here it says, for example, in the UK, Netherlands, Belgium, 13 to 15 euro. And for Argentina, it's going to be, 7 to 11 euro. So seasonal bonuses available, as we know, there are seasonal positions available. They might be raised 20% more. Students, adults, all of them based in Spain and Italy. Classroom size 1-to-1 for those who allow, individual classes. Schedule, it's, no minimum weekly hours. Here you can choose as much as little you want. So here you can find here the, link that you can request this manual from our offices, and here links and provided here as well. Another company is Amazing Talker, which is great for polyglots. We have so many polyglots here. Yes, as far as I know, so many of teachers here know they have fluent Russian as well, not only English. Yes, in Amazing Talker, you can teach not only English. You can teach any other languages too. Hours, rates, you're going to decide yourself how much you want to get paid and when you want to teach. However, there is a fee that you need to pay to the company, 10% of the fee, whatever pay rate you're going to, charge students. Okay. Here, what requirements they need. They don't have requirements like it says. However, having a TOEFL and TESOL certificates improves your chance of getting booked with Amazing Talker. Students, Adults, 18 plus, classroom individual classes, again, flexible class schedule, no minimum maximum per week requirements, and link is here given. Topica Native. Topica Native is online English speech tutoring program. And lesson plans, everything are going to be provided for you. You can teach unlimited hours. Yes. Pay rate starts from $6 and maximum $16 per hour. Okay, it says it's dependent on your evaluation. After 6 months, they evaluate you according to student feedback. And if your feedback is really good, so they increase your, pay rate. No degree requirement. As you can see, teaching certification, TOEFL or TESOL preferred, but not mandatory, as you can see. Students who are students, university students and working people. Classroom size, which is really great, looks to me 6 people max. And here you can see the hours, class hours. There's a like specific time that's required, 8 a.m. till 11 p.m. Here, minimum hours that you need to be enrolled, 5 hours per week. Okay, iTutor Group. This is another well-known company that can hire non-native English speakers. Yes, so as long as we have, our time limited, guys, I may not be able to, provide you about all of these, companies. However, I have compiled this manual for those who are interested in. Yes, about the company's pay rate and everything. Here, look, it starts with a minimum $10. Here, requirements. This one, iTutor Group requires bachelor degree, and they prefer to have a TOEFL TESOL degree. Yes, and they need 1 year teaching experience as well. As you can see, requirements differ according to the hiring companies. Here, you can see different age, junior students and adults as well. Yes, and here as well, minimum week requirements. Talfish, guys, have you heard about that? That is Chinese mobile app that can offer online teaching positions to, ESL teachers. So here it has 2 components, free talk component and official kids course component. As a non-native speaker, you can do only free talk component. So you just download the app, set up a profile, and you can go start teaching. So rate starts $10, maximum up to $30. Requirements, you need to have a bachelor's degree, teaching certificate required for it. Student ages, as you can see, you can choose here, starting from very young learners and adults. As for your preferences, you can choose. Classroom, individual. Okay, and here in Beijing time, given like peak times and weekend, weekdays, and off-peak times. Minimum hours per week, 4 hours. Okay, we will give you these links through this manual. So, okay, I can see here emails provided. So as I said, guys, I want to open up thread for the discussion before I continue with this list, because as I said, I have compiled here 50 companies that hire non-native ESL teachers, and the information that covers here is here, as you can see, different requirements in most of them. And we have here companies that is Berlin-based, that is Canada-based, and US-based, here, Cambly, and they are in different, but however, all of them hire non-native English teachers, ESL teachers. So it's different requirements. Okay. Oops, I'm gonna stop the share and I wanna open. Yay, welcome back. And I have a lot to get to know from our speakers. So if you don't mind, I would love to share my experience in the UK. If you're interested in, please drop your questions or, feel free to ask. When I finished my master's degree, 2 years, I started working as a teaching assistant roles in some schools. As you know, Sense School is like children with mental and behavior issues. So that's what they call it, Sense School. And my first experience was with graduate students, 10th, 11th grade students. And before I get launched, I go through really thorough, they call it like, they check my background. They do criminal background. They check my criminal background. They asked document from my country. I had to request it online to provide them. And in the UK, there is something called DBS check. Without this DBS check, you cannot approach to schools or kindergartens. You cannot come closer to kids. This DBS check shows everything about you. Whatever job you do in the UK, they make notes. They mention everything good, everything bad about you. Yeah. So you update this DBS checkup every 6 months. Before you launch your work at schools, this is something going to be mandatory for you to do. And I worked with agencies, guys. There were so many agencies desperately looking for teaching as teacher assistants and cover supervisor roles, because in order to work there as an English teacher, I need the QTS, which is called qualification, teaching qualification that is required in the UK. I have to study, I have to do my bachelor's or, master's degree or something on teaching specifically in the UK. My master's degree was about adult education for social change. It was not specifically English philology. Yes, that was the reason they didn't hire me as an ESL teacher to the schools. Yes, thank you, Ms. Nargiza. And so I didn't have QTS, the teach qualification in the UK. In order to get this QTS, I need to study. There are short courses available, but I need to pay for it. And however, my TEFL certificate, I got TEFL certificate from Ireland Institute of, TEFL, and that helped me to go there, to access to the, schools. As I said, so many companies, they're still approaching me through email. Are you available for shifts? Shifts are available. Shift hours are going to be from 8 until 3:30. You work 5 days. They give you shifts 5 days. Yeah, from 8 till 3. And the pay rate starts from £12 until £15. They pay you. For teaching assistant roles and for cover supervisor roles, you can work there, depending on. I really liked it. What I learned in this, UK educational system schools, secondary schools, I worked there. I saw the primary kids as well, how they are working with primary kids. I was attending, I was helping, I was providing individual support to kids because they had behavior needs, they had emotional needs, they had medication needs. And they provided training for us before we even started at the school. Wherever I went, they provided, job training for us. So that was about my teaching experience in the UK. I would love to ask from you guys, who would love to share your experience? I'm more than happy to ask questions. And if you had online teaching experience, if you had offline setting experience, you guys shared about your experience, but I would love to know specifics, details about the pay rate and the companies that helped you to get employed. Ms. Munisa, you happy to start? It looks like I was talking a lot. I still couldn't cover what I wanted to cover. Ms. Munisa,
That's all right, I think.
thank you. I hope it.
Yes, I'm here. Yeah.
Ms. Munisa, welcome back.
Yes, I'm here. Yes. Can you please repeat the question once again?
Okay, Ms. Munisa, we would like to know about your starting. How did you start this job? Can you recommend any employers that can help people, for example, that can help us? If I want to apply for a job, ESL teacher positions, are there any hiring companies that you can recommend? What are the pay rates? We want details, please.
Okay. Well, for China, it's a little bit tricky because China is a very specific country in terms of its rules and regulations, and in terms of foreigners, especially teachers there, because there were the times before COVID when we, as Jafar here said already, we were able to work as a part-time teachers without having degrees. We used to call ourselves as a jumpers, like, you know, jump from one place to another in order to get money, to earn money as fast as we can. It was cool. It was like great times, let's say. But for me, I also started as a jumper. So I didn't have any TSO, TFL certificates. So I was a non-native speaker. But there was one big advantage. In 2017, I went to China. I got married, and after 1 month with my husband, we went to China, and I applied to my master's degree in Chengdu. So Zhejiang University, like technology university, the same university, but it's in Chengdu, guys. So I'm also a kind of tech person, let's say. So yeah, and I applied to my master's degree because I was dreaming about my master's abroad, and yeah, I applied to that.
So,
The
Miss Wen,
field that
sorry for interrupting.
yes,
How long did you live in China so far?
so 2017 to 2020,
Oh,
and from 2022 till now.
oh, that's a long
Well,
time. Yes.
yes, it's a lot. Yes. So basically, I started as a non-native speaker, without any specific qualifications and degrees,
Yeah.
just for money. Yeah, that's true. And then, what happened then? So, I was doing academically very well
Mm-hmm.
during my first year. So I was very passionate about my degree in my chosen path. So I chose marketing and management.
Yes.
So maybe that's why for now, like currently, I'm doing lots of activities, events in kindergarten where I'm working now, and I'm a member of Student Development Center. So that helped me a lot to be very creative in terms of events, organization, and stuff like that I'm like
Yeah.
enjoying now.
It's
So the first year, the academic year was very nice. I didn't do any side works.
Yeah.
The second year, I got pregnant. Both of us were very young, and we had to work. So my husband and we started these side jobs. But for me, I became a mother.
Mm-hmm.
So I totally changed as a person. My personality changed. My personality towards kids, towards environment, culture, everything changed. But basically, I liked China before. I like Korean culture. I like the Chinese culture. Definitely, there are the things that I don't understand and I don't like. But for me, I really like this country because it is safe, first of all. It is very friendly in terms of not only for natives, but also non-natives, and especially it's family oriented. So I really feel appreciated with my family, with my kids. And yeah, I started side jobs, and I wanted to grow. I wanted to develop myself. I didn't wanted to be a side jumper teacher. So I graduated. While I was graduating the second year of my university, it was really challenging, but I thank myself that I did it. I had a baby, I had my master's, and I had to work part-time, and besides that, doing my TSO course. So I applied for my TSO, which was American University. I did online for 3 months, and everything that I was doing by doing side jobs like part-time, it was fun. Yes, but I didn't have any structure. I didn't know how to give the knowledge in terms of, from A to Z. You need to have this logical path. It's not teaching in China now is totally different. It was before, during COVID times, it was like that. Personally, it's my personal experience. I don't know about others, but for my personal experience, times before COVID, they were totally like different. Yes, and I wanted to upgrade myself. I wanted to be a qualified teacher. I wanted to learn. I wanted to go further in my own like chosen path. So teaching came to me in a very practical way through my mindset, through my body experience, like changing a lot, through my mindset, like changing. So it was a very beautiful moment, I think. And I thank myself that I chose this path, no matter what, no matter others say, like everyone starts in a different time. So for me, it was when I was 22 years old. Before that, I used to do, like, I'm telling you, I have 10 years experience, right? Like 3 years, I'm not counting. Like before that, I always used to, because I had like good English, like I used to study in Westminster Lyceum and then my university. I was always independent and confident girl. So I wanted to like earn money. So I always was doing very like good
Yeah,
things,
that's
like
impressive.
tutoring,
When you
like
say,
having classes, online teaching, and yes. And so I came to teaching from very, very foundations. So guys, if you are still like saying, oh, I'm not qualified, no, don't worry, you will be qualified. Just you have your own target goal, push yourself, learn, develop, and know your worth. That's it. So yeah,
when you
thank
said,
you.
that's amazing, your path, your journey to become the teacher you are right now. And would you be able to, give recommendation to the teachers of very young learners, sources, materials, websites that you would recommend them to improve themselves as the teacher of very young learners? I had experience working with very, very young learners. However, I watched your classes and I said, okay, that's definitely not my strength. I'm great with adults. I'm great with teenagers. It took me some time to figure out which area I'm good at. Yes. So that would be great. And as we are here talking about, how much money you can earn if you're going to go to China. Yes, I'm a person who is interested in, if I want to relocate to China, what is going to be my living costs as a single person? How much money I can earn per month? So giving the specifics as I started with my experience, yes, in the UK, it starts with 10 pounds, 12 pounds, 13 pounds, and it goes up as to the London area, Miss Munisa. So what is the rates in China? The pay rates?
Well, there is no hour rate in China. You sign a contract.
Yeah.
So it depends. China, like in my eyes, it is totally different, and it's also totally different for you guys who are sitting up their screens, because for many people, China is like used to be very cheap, very commercial, industrialized. People think that markets everywhere, so they ask me to do kind of side businesses. I'm like, guys, I don't have time. I cannot send you this. I cannot deliver you this. China is not a market. So while I'm like showing the buildings, they're like, oh, wow. So yeah. Anyways, they have how to say, specific regulations in terms of hiring. So I will share my own personal thing. I cannot say like it can be good fit for you. There are lots of agents, definitely. You can contact, I can share some links.
That would be
Also,
great.
you can contact, I don't suggest contacting and to be hired through agents. So they are scammers. They will make from you money. So yeah, I don't trust them. But there are good agents. People who are working with me, they were hired through agents, so which is totally fine. It didn't work with me. First of all, agents, so agency organizations, the organizations that you shared is also kind of agents, And number two, it is illegal to teach in China. So the websites that you suggested is illegal. So please don't use them. If you want to the regulations are changed a lot. So the laws different, right? Shark, Mr. Shark, you can say that. So yes, you can maybe do kind of side part-time like online things, but I don't suggest you to be hired to teach online, especially to Chinese students. So don't do that. Yeah, there are because you can search. It is prohibited now. As you know, there was a big organization, VIP Kid, which was very popular during the COVID times. So they just shut down. So I don't suggest you to teach online to Chinese students, which I'm not doing it now as well.
Okay.
So number 3, pay rate. So we are not paid hourly. We are signing a contract for 1 year, for 2 years, for 3 years. It depends. And it depends in what kind of jobs you're doing. If you're hired to university, it's a different contract. You're hired to kindergarten, it's a different contract. So depends on your qualifications. But one thing, they pay you monthly. You will get benefits such as they will pay for accommodation, they will pay for air traveling once a year, so they can pay for tuition for your kids. So it can be free for both kids, or it can be free for one kid, and the second kid you can get some percentage. They can cover 50%, 70%. And in terms of salary, it is around 2,000 till 5,000 USD. So my salary, according
Nice.
to my qualifications, my
5,000 is too
experience.
much, I guess.
Yes, there are people. There are people who are getting this much money being non-native on a position. So you need to have a position, not just the ESL teacher, who started yesterday. Of course, no. If you want to get
Very familiar with
$5,000
that.
like USD, you need to have qualifications, experience, position like QTS, PGC, IPGC. So everything now, China also accepting all these certifications like UK, US. So TSO is it's a tiny blink to a big ocean, guys. So don't think, oh, I'm having TSO, I can be hired no way. You need to have lots of things to prove yourself to get into position, especially in China now, because it's very competitive now. And the market is high, and people who want to come, it's very high. So Chinese people, they know, they use that to compete. They use for any reason. So anyway, so my salary is more than 3,000 because I'm qualified. I have all the qualifications. I have IB diploma and everything. So they pay this much because I am in international school. But if I would be working in maybe training school, like teaching English, like hourly, maybe 2-3 hours per day, and didn't like doing like part-time thing, it would be less, definitely. But
It's
because
nice.
I'm working as a full-time
Yeah.
teacher for 3 years in one place,
Yeah.
it's also a big deal, for now, like foreign teachers, they are not stable, especially in China. They jump from one place to another. Oh, they are paying more, so
Yeah.
they're not patient, so they just 1 month move. So I'm not like that. For me, teaching is not the money. Money will come to you if you start giving, if you start enjoying the process. So yeah, I came to it not just like, a stranger. I came with my hard work, skills, and many things that I'm doing besides teaching, SDC, activities, events, everything. Every experience that I have besides teaching helps me now.
Yeah.
So for me, and I know that for me, China is not my last destination. I'm telling you, because I feel like I need to upgrade again. Yes, it's a safe place now, like my kids are growing, but I feel like I want more. I want maybe to come back to Uzbekistan to share, because I feel like my baggage is getting full. So now I started to like have teacher training programs. I'm doing lots of like sharing, because I think we need support each other, definitely.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of boosting everything that I collected. Now I'm like trying to give away, but still giving away with a strategy. Not just like, oh, I want to do channel, or I want to do social media because I'm cool about that. No way. I always had a strategy. I always had a thinking ahead of everything what I'm doing. So it's not just like showing, hello guys, I'm here. No. So yeah,
We have a
be
question
smart,
here.
work smart. Yes, everything will happen.
Thank you, Miss Munisa. Thank you so much. Here we have questions about your working hours. What about your working hours? And Jafar,
From
yes, can you give a little bit information about this, university jobs, considering you're still doing uni course over there? Would you be add more information, Miss Munisa? That was really helpful, and thank you. Yes.
About working hours, I'm working from 7:30 till 4 p.m., 4:30 p.m., but
Sounds
you
normal.
never, we don't have yes, it's always, how to say,
Can I say 4 p.m., 5 p.m.-ish? Yes, until you leave the building?
for me, it's like a strict planning in my contract, but usually I work more. Usually
Yeah.
we work on weekends, but they always pay you back. So they can pay you for overtime, but it's a less, but still they know it. They know the teachers who are working hard. They know, they appreciate. And for Chinese people, they are like us. They are Asians. Their culture is very like how to say, very unique and very specific. So they know, they maybe they don't speak up much, but they know who is what is doing. So it's not about like, that's the culture difference, I think, from people who are in UK or in other different countries, but also in Uzbekistan. I think now I am meeting a lot of people who are actually getting paid very good here in Uzbekistan as well. So of course not $2,000, $5,000, definitely, but still it's getting better. It is getting better.
Yeah.
Which is just big. So
Thank
yeah, definitely.
Dark.
Maybe you will see me next year here in
Jafar
Uzbekistan.
had
Some
to leave.
delivering
I
some
just,
maybe.
yeah. Thank you,
Yeah.
Miss Munisa. I just saw the messages Jafar sent me. He apologized. He had to leave earlier, but I definitely am gonna ask him to send us, answers to the interview questions, because I'm so curious about university positions, lecturer positions in China as well. Would you be able to give some more info about, job opportunities, Shark, the pay rate, working hours?
Absolutely. Like, yeah, it's gonna be like the honor to just share, just like experience these things. I can't give it like a long stories, but it things, yeah, because life experience is really important to listen to things, and you're gonna learn more details with this thing. But I think it's like explaining with the fact is much more important with these things. Yeah, just now the Miss Melissa will like explained about it, like the agents is like it's absolutely true, and like the scammers is a lot. You're gonna ask the money first. When you pay with this thing, probably gonna delete you. You never contact with them. You're gonna block them with this thing. You never find because it's different countries. And another things about, yeah, online teaching she mentioned. I think it's like online teaching, that's the thing, the like for you there's a challenge. You just try at least as an experience. Doesn't mean like someone gonna pay for the thing. Even in here, online teaching is not like a lot of money. They're not paying a lot for the things. Just less amount of money they're gonna pay, but at least like if you're gonna learn well, and in the future you can use an extra tool. These things. That's the things important thing about. Yeah, about like Miss Minister is very lucky. I don't know in which city. May I ask in which city you are in?
Hangzhou. It's near to Shanghai.
Where?
Changzhou. Changzhou.
Changzhou.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about it. The thing I think it's like
I'm next to Hangzhou actually.
yeah, I'm in Hangzhou, and there's regulations like she mentioned. It's very true. It's like it's after COVID, a lot of things changed with the things. But like she mentioned about, but I think she didn't mention a few things. Nowadays, if you're gonna it's the best choice. You can apply in here PhD or the master or something. You can come and you can apply for a part-time job at the things legally. You can ask permission from your school to get it. This thing. And one chance you can get it like your PhD and whatever things, and another word you can use like some part-time job, and at least like some amount of money you can get it. At least like it can be thousands plus in dollars.
What
Yeah, and she was mentioning about
living costs in China
yeah,
for a single person, let's say?
I mean, yeah, I think like if you do the tutoring, it's like for example in one to one, it's gonna be like beginning is like kind of 300 or something. This thing like yeah, an hour in RMB. That's not a dollar. That's gonna be
Yeah,
like
tell them in
39.
USD.
Yeah, that's not. It's like the 300 gonna be the like yuan like $40 something like that. Yeah, it's gonna be like this. But you know, it's all the time the important thing. They're gonna choose a better candidate because nowadays Chinese people and like everybody's like in nowadays like super smart. They're gonna see you speaking well or not. That's the important key thing. And TESOL and TOEFL, it's important. Some the like kind of you know like the people, well-educated people, gonna notice easily, and they will hire you. Well, a better job, of course. If you just like the random person, if you get your TOEFL, I got a TOEFL, because like not well-educated people, they can't understand what's the paper about these things.
Yeah.
Probably the Miss Melissa like to face it, this kind of issues. But I think if you just like to some school, if you're gonna show what's that exactly, even like if you show your certificate with these things, of course it's gonna be like better degree and you will get a better money with this thing. And like she was mentioning about like the money about like the $5,000 probably before COVID, it's gonna be like, you know, some people gonna work and because like it was a lack of teachers in the time, and that's why just some teachers still like to get two full-time jobs and works really hard plus weekend and just like working as a machine with the things at that time, and that was a really hard time anyway, but it was a challenge. But nowadays it's like in a best choice which I was mentioning, the like you can come to study and get a part-time job, or I'm gonna send that there's the one app called which you can with the VPN with this thing. You can try to download. I'm not sure it's gonna work in Uzbekistan, but if you come to China, and it's gonna definitely gonna work. They call the boss. It's just all about the job in here. A lot of companies gonna hire, and I type it in Chinese too. And because like some companies or English teaching jobs, every type of jobs is like in one app. You're gonna just like the fill in the blanks about your career, what you did it, your qualifications, all details in this app, and like what kind of job you want, even like the engineering, whatever, IT, it's gonna come about everything in this app. I hope it's gonna work. I'm not sure of it in China, but it's gonna work. I like that in Uzbekistan. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
that's very useful thing. Like you can find the agent and you will ask their WeChat. We use the WeChat open in China. If they don't have a WeChat, they're gonna use the email or WhatsApp. They're gonna use this.
Yeah.
And you can try to communicate, contact what kind of job you want, because like nowadays, social media is like the kind of this kind of job also like the hot nowadays, because like if you get a like you're gonna run some such social medias, at least you're gonna pay the like the minimum 10,000 RMB. It's gonna be like $1,200 around like this. I think it's like this. Let me check around really quick. Yeah, it is like that.
Sharp.
Like,
Miss Munisa said this is amazing place to live together with the family. It's the same. Jafar told me Jafar lives there together with his family. He has two kids and his wife is there too for long years. They've been living there. That's why my question was, considering I have family as well, if I consider to relocate to China together with my family, what will be my living costs? Let's say monthly.
and like it's absolutely you can just like you get a family visa if you got the work visa in here. If you work legally, definitely they're gonna provide with these things. Some school, if you get a contract, they can provide with apartment and extra fees they can cover, even like the air tickets
Depends.
And
Yeah.
if you get a really, really good contract, they can pay the every holiday. In China, it's like the every month, especially they have some kind of holiday with it.
Is it good?
And they can cover this kind of holiday. Sorry?
More than 2,000, more than 1,000, if you know, just if I want to be, if I want to know specific about that, because I written to the group chat here, it cost me £1,000 to live alone in the UK. That was the living costs in the UK, honestly, because I rented my living expenses, food expenses, transport expenses. So I know how it's going to be for
The
me.
good thing about here,
It's
the
fun.
like living experience, like the cheaper. I mean, if the school gonna cover your apartment situation, so like the spending for food, it's like really, really cheap. If you're gonna like to cook with your family at home, like Uzbekistan, and you don't need to spend a lot of money. Like, I don't know, it's like even like if you have $100, like just you can get in the supermarket, you can get the months of the food you will just you can get this thing at least 2 weeks more with these things, and it's gonna be enough. I think it's a lot of stuff. This thing, even I got a $50 like what I can get at like the yogurt, milk, whatever the fruit, which fruit I want with this thing. Any of them I can get it this thing, and it's gonna be enough like the more than 2 weeks with these things.
Thank you.
$50 gotta be enough.
I still have a lot of
That's
questions, guys, and I can see that the time is kind of flying with us. Mr.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's at 1 o'clock already here.
Yes, Mr. Amit, I would be very, very interested in your experience as a lecturer, university lecturer. Please share with us how we can get lecturer position.
Well, I mean, yeah, listening to guys sharing their experience there in China, I can say that we have some similarities regarding the recruitment here. I mean, like, in the post-COVID time now, there are no recruitment agencies. I mean, particularly talking about the teaching vacancies. So that's mostly about the universities themselves do that. I mean, the HR department, or you apply again, I mean, through the government. And here I can say the importance of TESOL and TEFL certificates, since you have to submit a package of documents. And yeah, it's great. As you have mentioned, Isgora, I mean, like, it's not like mandatory to have TESOL and TEFL, but once you apply for the position of lecturer, that's important to provide some international accredited certificates. And when I was uploading my documents, so Uzbekistan, when I showed that I have like Uzbekistan MA, for example, unfortunately only 3 or 4 universities were listed there. I mean, the University of World Economics and Diplomacy, University of World Languages, something else. I mean, like, quite limited. But then when I uploaded my TESOL certificate, which is under the auspices of LTTC, so as soon as I just entered London, it immediately just showed London Teacher Training College. Wow, which was great. So then, like, I immediately just uploaded all my certificates that I got there. And yeah, that's really nice because, as guys mentioned, the demand depends also on the position and as well as the salary. You can apply for as a basic, let's say, ELT teacher, schools and so on. Like, if you have MA, the salary also, we don't have like hourly payment. So we also have contract on annual or 2-yearly basis. And usually, I mean, the average with the MA, it comes to $3,000.
That's nice.
If you have PhD degree and higher, then it means you get around 4,000 and higher.
That's nice pay.
I would say yes. Well, yeah. Also, I mean, again, it depends on the contract conditions. They include return ticket, medical insurance. I was surprised that this time I was lucky enough also to get dental insurance as well.
Wow, that's something not covered in the UK. They don't cover.
It's gotta, when we talk about dental services, which is not, previously it was not, but dental, that I was like really surprised, amazed actually, yeah. So I was like, nice. Well,
Good.
TESOL diplomas, yes. I mean, yes, as I said, TESOL gives you bonus. I mean, the priority. But I remember my first time when I applied, at that moment, like in 2015, I didn't have my TESOL.
Okay.
But I had the interview again. I was shortlisted and selected among like 30 or 40 candidates to that position. So, yeah. TESOL and TEFL certificates give you like priority.
People are asking here about, do you have a MA TESOL diploma or TEFL certificate? So which one do you?
I have a diploma.
Okay, MA diploma.
Because, yeah.
TESOL diploma, okay.
I have TESOL diploma.
Work online
Yeah.
options?
So,
People are asking about any online working options available in the country you're based right now. So
currently no. They ask you to be on site. I mean, yeah. So yeah. But what I like about here is, since I'm talking about the lifestyle, working and the cultural aspects, the working conditions sometimes like are unpredictable regarding, especially in rainy seasons, due to the we call them flash floods, or in Arabic they'll call them wadi. Those flash floods, they simply cross the road, and it can within a half day. For example, if it happens in the afternoon, that means tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, depending on the strength of precipitations, we will be working online. I mean, usually it's about Microsoft Teams that we use as an LMS platform. Yeah. And we are quite flexible here regarding that.
that sounds
great.
How about like living costs? Is it expensive place to live or affordable?
It may vary, Ms. Gora. Like if you live in Muscat, the capital of Oman, the expense is quite high. I can say that definitely you won't be, I mean, you can afford, but then you will simply spend all your salary on rent. Because quite close to city center, you will spend around 300 to 400 reals. It means $1,000 for rent.
Okay, wow, that's a lot. Yeah,
that's a lot.
Yes,
that's why
rent pay.
I like deliberately was choosing some smaller town. Yeah, I mean Omani culture. Yeah, Omani currency is quite strong. I mean, 1 real costs almost $2.6.
No, okay.
Yeah, so the life cost depends. I'm here just for now without family. I mean, my family is back to Uzbekistan.
Yeah.
Once you decide to bring your family, car becomes necessity. It's not a luxury style that, I have a car. It must have, due to the, not really well-developed public transport system. Since majority of families can afford 2 cars in the families, 3 cars. So
definitely.
Yeah, that's why if you, guys, for those, our dear audience, if you decide to move and do your career in Mid East, better do it as a couple. Then for sure you will have like really great chance to save fortune, really. That's my
Definitely. Living costs, expenses,
yeah,
like based
yeah.
salary that you right now suggested, yes. So what about this, food expenses, transport expenses? These were very expensive in the UK as
Oh,
well. Oops.
so talking about the expense, I live in the smaller town, as I have mentioned. So I was lucky to find an apartment with around $250.
Mm-hmm.
And my monthly transport expenses come to around 150, $120.
Okay.
Then I spend around $50 to gym, for example. Food is very much available. Miss Gora, I mean, I was just analyzing the cost. I was doing cost analysis with Uzbekistan. The food prices are like aren't much different from Uzbekistan, but the salary, of course,
Okay.
it's
Salary
higher.
is okay. Makes sense. Um, but as I presented, I talked about the UK salary pay rate, like hourly based. Yeah, like you can make 300, 400 pounds per week, but the expenses are high as well. Like transport expensive. Like if I work in London, I'm gonna be get paid double, triple, but traveling to London is gonna cost me definitely. And everything else, when you consider that this living cost expensive in the Western countries, like
You
here.
know, Ms. Gora, a friend of mine, he has recently transferred to Sultan Qaboos University, SQU, we call that. That's international accredited university. They pay higher.
That's
But again, I mean, the proportion of expenses and costs will come almost to the same.
I see that. Yeah. Well, you mentioned you're not living there together with your family, which is going to be another challenge because I've experienced it living abroad without family. That was not really, easy
Oh, that's
away
harsh. Yeah.
from your family.
So I use my semestral breaks to visit my family. That means once in 3 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's yeah. Thank you for your, really valuable information.
Thank you very much.
I'm hoping, I hope, our audience today got valuable information regarding working abroad. Again, as I say, time is flying. I would love to cover a lot more. I have so many, like specific questions about, please, can you let us know about, a lot more about application process, recruitment process, hiring companies, a lot more. So that's why I'm asking, in detail questions. Okay, living costs, how much is that? How much you earn? Is it gonna worth relocation? Yes. How you can find jobs? Is there opportunity to work online? That's what people are asking here. So many of them. And guys, I'm hoping we're gonna organize more webinars like this for teachers. And all of you I know have degrees, diplomas, university diplomas. Most of the teachers have PhD degrees here. They have TOEFL, TESOL certificates. I would love to give you more opportunities to explore ESL job market as well. And I will try to invite more speakers and I will ask our today's speakers as well. Please join again. We have a lot more to get to know from you, and to help others as well to explore these markets, to get the opportunities. Work abroad, move abroad. Miss Munisa, I have so many questions because you are the one who's been living together with your family, who are growing your kids over there. So people consider so many factors before moving together with your family abroad. Not only just costs and expenses, I know that. It's a safe place to live. How is the culture influence? So many things you consider, yeah? Well, before you bring your kids to this environment. So, yes, that was really helpful, guys. Miss Munisa and I believe Miss Munisa together with family members. Um, Shark, I want to thank you. I want to thank everyone, guys. If I didn't manage to respond, all of you here, guys, please send us your email addresses. We are more than happy to send you the manuals. Our guest speakers as well. If you're interested in the manual, you would love to access, please contact our office. And they will deliver, they will provide you with the manuals about this top destinations and about this, hiring companies as extra pay, part-time jobs you can do. As Ms. Munisa said, I'm more than happy to share if it's going to be helpful for others. And I'm more than happy to give people who can share with others their own experience as well. So thank you, everybody, for your advice, for your
Thank you, Ms. Zora. That was great.
Thank you so much.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate your time and contribution. So this was all about webinar today, and I would love to look forward to see you again in our further webinars. Thank you. Bye everyone. Have a lovely evening.